Your design system is falling apart, and the scary part is you probably don't even know why this is happening to you or your entire team. You documented everything, you built the system, you distributed it, you published it, and only for you to notice that something still feels a bit off. Today we'll be uncovering why your design system fails, even though they look perfect on the surface, but deep down you know that there's a rot and no one is actually using the system you spent hours and months developing. One of the first signs you'll notice is the detachment and duplication rate. You begin to see that designers are duplicating components or detaching them just to fix small issues like expansion or even just changing the color or size of some of your components. This is a huge sign that there's a distrust, and this spreads really fast if it's not caught immediately and handled. If your system isn't easy to use, people are going to bypass it. Designers are not going to use it. More or less, engineers are not going to build on it. This is a sign, and this is a sure solution that your design system is going to fail. Now, some of the second signs you're going to see is that developers start ignoring the entire system. Once developers start hard coding your styles or writing components from scratch, this is not just like a technical debt. This is a sign that engineers have given up on your system. They do not want to use it. They do not trust it. And this will just create lots and lots of backlog and unusable code. Once this happens, you're beginning to build in silos, and this will also spread across your entire design systems, and you'll be right back at the scratch where you started, where there are multiple duplications of code, multiple unusable design components, and your design system is just a total mesh that no one can use. Some of the third signs you're going to see is that stakeholders start to skip, and even your product managers and other product leads, they don't even reference your design systems when they're building a project. When the start of a project is done, some of the things that you start noticing is that most of the PMs don't even reference using the design system to solve some of the problems that you have already created for your component. You've lost the entire ecosystem you're trying to build, and there's a total disconnect between you, the product, the design, and also the management and stakeholders of your design system. You should know that a design system is a shared language, so if no one is speaking it, you are not communicating, you're just publishing and pushing codes all the way on Figma. The root cause of your issue might actually be the lack of governance. Now I want you to ask yourself, who decides what gets added to your design system? Is there a review process? Do you have versions of your systems released? And is there like some form of communications between you, the designers, the engineers, and even the PM and leadership about the usage of your design system? If you're not sure about any of this, you don't have governance, and without it, your system will just become wild and unusable, and no one will ever want to touch your design system. Another issue that you might also encounter is over-engineering. For example, you don't need to run 9 different button variants when you start, you don't need over 6 to 50 different shades of natural gray, and you don't need motion tokens for every specific component that you're building for your design. Start easy and do not over-engineer the entire process so it doesn't become overwhelming for both your engineers, your designers, and even just the users of your design system to use. Over-engineering creates lots of friction, and friction kills adoption, which will cause you that your design system is not being used or adopted as fast or as efficient as you have planned it to be. Now, the final cause might actually be something that you don't know is happening, and which I'll say is under your component drift. You're shifting from different component styles and you don't even know it. But for example, you've made the perfect button. You have this button published, but now you also have a button V2, you have a blue button, you have a ghost button, and you have a final button. Component drift usually happens when designers rebuild instead of reuse. And what this means is that your designers are subconsciously detaching components, adding those components back, and creating different versions of it. So when someone comes new into the system and they search for this component, they are greeted with different versions, different varieties, and even different forms of other local components that have been built into your design system. This is a failure of clarity, and not just specifically tooling. You need to clearly state how you want contributions to happen and different forms of governance around your design systems. You need to put this in mind. Your design system would not just fail with a bang. They're going to fail in silos, and there will be signs, and if you decide to ignore them, that is when the big bang will happen and you have a total chaos that no one wants to use. But here is the good news. Once you know what to look out for, you know how to fight it back, and you know how to fix it to ensure that your design system stays functional and is easily adaptable by both your engineers, your designers, your product managers, and the entire team. In my next video, I'm going to show you 3 silent killers of your design system video, and if you want to fix them, I'm also going to show you how to fix them before they destroy the adoption from the inside out of your entire system. If you'd like to see that video, just click on this link over here and I'll meet you there and I'll help you elevate your design system experience.